athletics as we enter Sutter Health Park here in West Sacramento. Let's get you game time weather brought to you by Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. 87 degrees as Jacob Lopez takes the field. You feel the humidity a bit today, 35%. A nice light breeze, but sunshine all around. It is going to be a lovely day to be at the ballpark. Let's get you to the starting lineup for the Texas Rangers, brought to you by your Sacramento area Chevrolet dealers. Back in the leadoff spot, it's Wyatt Langford after a 3-hit day on Saturday. Ezekiel Duran hits second. Then it's Nimmo and Berger, followed by Fossu Freeman. Elias Diaz, Austin Wins will DH, and Evan Carter.
Man on the mound making the start this Sunday, left-hander Jacob Lopez. The head side of this Southpaw showdown on a Sunday. 17th start for Jacob Lopez. He's been on a nice little run here as of late, Jenny. We highlighted what the numbers have looked like for Jacob over his last 6 starts. ERA 2.22 over those last 6 starts. But an opportunity now, I think, to go on what would be his career high and, in my opinion, best run of a 5-start stretch for the left-hander. Let's see how things play out here. Looking for a series win. Been a hot minute since the green and gold have had one of those here at home.
It certainly has. Let's take a look at the defense here this afternoon. Jonah Heim, the former Ranger, doing the catching for the green and gold. It's Tommy White at first, Alika Williams at second. Jacob Wilson back in the starting lineup. Good to see him at shortstop. And Daryl Hernandez, welcome back to the big leagues. He is at the hot corner. In the outfield, it's Zach Geloff in left, Henry Bolte in center, and Lawrence Butler in right field. So Wilson hit by a pitch in game 1 against the Rangers. Came out of the game early, set yesterday, and now ready to roll. And Daryl Hernandez up today and activated as Tyler Soderstrom has hit the IL. So more frustrating news when it comes to injuries for the Athletics, but on they play here in their home whites against the Rangers today with that chance to win a home series. Big swing and a miss from Langford to begin, 0-1. Athletics last won a home series, but you have to go to Las Vegas for that. That was on June 12th through the 14th against the Rockies. Here's a ground ball to first. Tommy White will take it to the bag, and quickly 1 out. Take a look at the umpiring crew. It's Malachi Moore calling balls and strikes. The crew chief, Alfonso Marquez, is at first. Mike Estabrook at second, and Jacob Metz at third. But Dallas, you got to flip the calendar back a few months to get to that last series win in Sacramento. The month of April.
Yeah, as I said, a hot minute ago.
Ezekiel Duran hitting second here for the Rangers. He's also playing shortstop today, so sliding a position over and takes a strike. Good to see Jacob filling up the zone early.
Well, something he's done, Jenny, over these last 4 starts or so. For Jacob Lopez, 62% first pitch strike rate during that stretch. Good changeup there from the left-hander. The fastball for Jacob Lopez has been exceptional. The changeup. See, Duran just runs out of bat.
Has an 0-2 count against Duran. Here's the pitch, and it misses outside. A changeup, Dallas, you don't see too often. We're talking about percentage of pitches, under 10% used for Lopez.
But the fastball, Jenny, it's where it all starts for Jacob Lopez. He can get ahead with it. He can put you away late with it, which is what we've seen here recently.
And a swing and a miss. Got him on the slider. First strikeout of the game, and the second batter faced.
It's Malachi Moore on the 1s and 2s this afternoon. Where's number 44 to honor Hank Aaron? Barack Obama and his mentor, former umpire Kerwin Danley. As far as the strike zone goes for Malachi, tight but consistent, 56% overturn rate. Again, big league average 54%, so just a hair below average technically.
Brandon Nimmo, the batter now with 2 outs, called a timeout before his AB began, and now facing Lopez, ready to go. First left on left matchup of the afternoon, and Nimmo one to reckon with. This is on the slider. 339 batting average against Southpaws this season. Little check swing, and it goes foul.
Add it to the woodpile.
Broken bat will be removed. And And an 0-2 count here for Nimmo. So we're talking about Tyler Soderstrom going on the IL. Hip impingement for him, the left hip impingement. See that Joe Rock was also claimed off waivers and optioned to AAA, and Justin Sterner transferred to the 60-day IL. So that could be a fresh arm for the Athletics to dip into coming up on this road trip at some point. And the 0-2. This is high. Let's look at Sodi. Not the place you want to be in. He spent some time on the IL earlier this year. So 13 players the Athletics have on the injured list.
Well, look, it's a long season, and I think, you know, when you deal with some major joint issues, meaning whether it's a shoulder, an elbow, a hip, things of that nature, you try to be cautious. You know, you understand you don't want to have to battle through some of the little stuff that could become bigger stuff, and now it's a big setback as opposed to maybe something that you can pay attention to, maintain, and take care of. That's a tough balance to strike.
Swing and a miss, and Jacob Lopez on point out of the game. Back-to-back strikeouts as he gets through the first.
Hurry in for a great deal on the most awards.
Time for the boys to get to the bat rack. Scoreless here as we go to the bottom of the first. The starting lineup is brought to you by your Sacramento area Chevrolet dealers. Henry Bolte will lead off for the second straight day, followed by Zach Geloff. Jacob Wilson, Jonah Heim will clean it up. Then it's Tommy White, Lawrence Butler, Max Muncy, Alika Williams, and Daryl Hernandez hitting ninth.
And they'll be taking on Southpaw, Mr. Cody Bradford. See, just his third start of the season. 11 1/3 innings under the belt of the left-hander so far.
Starts Bolte off with the first pitch strike.
Well, for Cody, this is going to be a guy understanding, you know, with the question marks maybe surrounding Jacob deGrom. Needing a little help in the rotation. You like to get productivity out of the rotation. This could be a spot that the Rangers would like to be able to rely on here down the stretch.
Two and one's the count for Bolte. Coming off a 3-hit performance yesterday. In fact, a triple shy of the cycle. Into left field, and it'll get down for a base hit. Bolte with a leadoff knock, and that'll bring up Zach Geloff as we take a closer look at the Rangers defensively. Doing the catching, Elias Diaz. It's Jake Berger at first, Justin Foscue at second, Ezekiel Duran at shortstop today, Cody Freeman at third. In the outfield, Wyatt Langford's in left, Evan Carter in center, and Brandon Nimmo in right field.
Remember, Bradford made his season debut here just a couple weeks ago. He's on the injured list, dealing with some elbow recovery, had surgery, bouncing back.
He missed all of 2025 for that internal brace surgery he ended up having in June of that season after the elbow issues.
Well, let's take a look at what the left-handers feature in. StatCast powered by Google Cloud, going to give us a peek inside the toolbox. Cody Bradford, four-seam fastball, that changeup. You're going to see those two lead the charge for the lefty. Little slider and curveball here and there.
Geloff with a swing and miss. '73rd game for Zach this season. Look at his numbers. Par with that great campaign he had in 2023, that rookie season. 69 games for the 14 homers and 14 stolen bases, sitting at 13 homers. He fouls this back.
Something to pay attention to with Bradford this afternoon. A guy who's by no means going to light up the radar gun, but with runners on base and Bolte here, you're going to watch him slow lift. He's a reader.
And Bolte's taken off, and he is picked off.
And that right there, textbook footwork from Cody Bradford. Instead of turning inside to the arm side, he turns glove side, fires a strike well ahead of Bolte. Let Bolte get about as far off as he needed to in a dead sprint to second base. Bradford just allowed Bolte to run into the out himself.
1-2's the count against Geloff with 1 out now. Pitch low, 2-2.
But Jenny, a guy who, as I said, isn't going to blow you away with velocity. I mean, we're talking 88, 90, 91. Honestly, kind of like looking in a mirror out there for me. Great changeup. But the extension, kind of like with Jacob Lopez. These are two left-handers who do a really nice job of getting way down the mound. And that can make that fastball look a little harder than it maybe is.
Here's the 2-2 in the air to center field. Going back is Evan Carter, and he will make the catch. Fly out for Geloff. I'll bring up Jacob Wilson. A lot of similarities between Dallas and Cody Bradford, minus the 6'4" mark for the lefty on the mound and that 7.2 feet of extension you're talking about.
Yeah, he's a lengthy lefty, no doubt. It's part of the, part of the equation when it comes to perceived velocity as well. Long left-hander down the mound. But I'm really interested to watch how the afternoon goes for him, simply because I think in a day and age where guys are so reliant upon velocity, this man is going to have to pitch his way through his outings.
Quickly has Wilson 0-2, and this is the first time we're seeing Jacob back in the batter's box since Friday when he was hit by a pitch. Right on that pinky from Kamar Rocker. Stayed in the game, but ultimately came out. And that tends to happen, right? On the hit by pitch situation, you feel the adrenaline flow, you feel like you can go, and then as time goes on, it creeps up on you. Foul tip, strikeout. Jacob Wilson down on strikes, and that will end the bottom of the first. Something to go this season and stream the game on the NBC Sports app, brought to you by Toyota. Great day to walk across the bridge and catch a ball game right here in West Sac. Scoreless as we go to the top of the second. That's where Jake Berger's gonna meet Jacob Lopez. Berger hit his 20th homer of the season 2 nights ago. Came up with an extra base hit in yesterday's game, and this one launched high in the air and heading foul.
Just a long, loud strike.
1-1's the count. To right center field, going back and gone. Jake Berger straightened things out, and a home run has the Rangers up 1-0.
Would not mind getting Jake Berger on the airplane sooner rather than later. It's Berger with an Oppo Taco. This one dumped right into that bullpen.
I'll bring up Justin Foscue. Jacob Lopez has now issued 15 homers this season.
Pavelski, a guy who's seen it well against the left-handers himself. You know, Jenny, I think the key for Jacob Lopez, even after a good swing like that from Jake Berger, to not be chased out of the strike zone and chased away from certain pitches. See him just going right back to the fastball, and you can hear the emphasis behind it.
Berger with 21 home runs now. There's a ground ball, chopped to shortstop. Jacob Wilson gets there, and the throw not complete on the other end.
Well, I think what you'll see is Darell Hernandez, who made a go at the baseball, ends up pulling up, hit the brakes, and I think you'll see the reaction from Jacob Wilson. See Darell charging at it, kind of let up, and then Jacob, who may have tried to play through this, if not for Darell kind of beat, and when I say in the place of where he would have ended up, I'm not saying he was in the way. I think Jacob Wilson just anticipated Darell Hernandez continuing his journey to and through the baseball, which didn't happen.
First pitch strike to Cody Freeman.
See Darell, and look, as a third baseman, you know, look, if I can get to it, I'm getting to it, and that means being able to get to anything to your left, cutting it off. If you can have a shorter angle to the baseball, a more direct angle, you cut down space.
Squared to bunt, lays it down. Lopez on the move. He's going to tag the batter. And a sacrifice bunt will put Foscue into scoring position.
Well, you'll take that.
One out, and it brings up the Rangers catcher Elias Diaz.
And I think just understanding how this has gone gives you an idea of what the Texas Rangers are willing to do to try to win this ball game. Get out of here with a series win is what they're after.
Well struck out to center. Bolte's on the move back to the track. Bolte will make the catch, and the runner will head back to second, 2 gone.
Yeah, well struck, just not quite enough behind it there for Diaz.
Austin Wins, who's doing the DHing today, against Lopez, a guy he's very familiar with. Caught a bit with the Athletics.
I know the batting average might not jump off the page at you for Austin Wins, but he's got knocks in 5 of his last 6 ball games.
Yesterday's victory for the Rangers, they were 3 for 6 with runners in scoring position. And that bested their number on what they'd collected over that 4-game losing streak prior. They had just 2 hits with runners in scoring position as Wins takes a strike. 2 for 21 over that time, and I think it kind of highlights the offensive struggles that you were suggesting, what Texas has been through. Misses low, and Austin Wins will take a walk to first.
Well, and I think we've kind of seen this story play out for the Texas Rangers, right? Maybe not a ton of offense, maybe just enough at the right time. I mean, they're a team coming into the day, Jenny, just one of their last 18 games have they hit multiple home runs in. However, you go back to the middle of June, third in the American League with 66 homers since June 18th.
Carter takes the strike. I think you look at those numbers right there, Dallas. Missing production from this guy. 195 is the batting average, just 8 home runs this season.
Yeah.
And it gets even worse for the left-handed batter against left-handed pitching. Hitting just 125. Only 6 hits all year.
Yeah, and it's one thing to go out and play a premium brand of defense. Obviously, you need that to help match up on the offensive side of things.
Lopez looking to get out of a traffic jam here. 2-1, a swing and a miss. .4 pitches per inning, third most in the majors for Jacob Lopez. Had a very efficient first, just 12 pitches to get those 3 outs. And now already at 21 pitches here for this inning. Two on, 2 outs. And here comes the 2-2. Making a full count. All right, Langford looming on deck. And runners taken off, a swing and a miss. Gets Carter with the fastball, leaves 2 on, but the home run from Jake Berger has the Rangers up 1-0. On athletics.tv, you can watch NBC Sports California athletics games in home television territory with no blackouts. Take advantage of the price drop, now just $34.99 for the rest of the season. About 6 weeks to go here in 2026. The Rangers, with their win yesterday, found themselves in a wild card spot in the American League side of things. Jonah Heim now about to lead off the bottom of the second for the Athletics. It's Cody Bradford, very familiar, Jonah Heim and Cody Bradford, former battery mates with the Texas Rangers.
Yeah, it's just a cat and mouse game on a different level there.
And we're gonna have an ABS challenge from Diaz.
Challenging to call a ball.
This ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
The call's overturned. Texas has 2 challenges remaining.
Diaz coming up correct, makes it a 1-1 count. Pitch from Bradford in the air. Out to shallow center. 4 Rangers are there, and finally it's the left fielder coming in to make the grab, and Wyatt Langford.
Yeah, Langford coming in at the last minute. The idea is you got an outfielder charging in on the ball, an infielder working his way back, sort of drifting. Looked like Graham was more than in position to be able to make the play. But the outfielder taking precedent.
1-0 count for Tommy White. White's played 25 big league games now. .255 is the batting average. Just 1 run batted in and no homers yet.
I think it's more than fair to say that Tommy White, the guy who still learning at this level. And while I've seen it happen with the Athletics in the recent history here, it's not something that's easily done to learn at the big league level.
1-2 foul.
You know, there's a difference between taking care of business and really having nothing left to prove at AAA, coming up to the big leagues and learning the lessons that come along with becoming a big leaguer, and then it's another to arrive in the big leagues and understanding that it might be born out of necessity to an extent, and from there you are still trying to learn the game, but it's happening at the highest level, and the speed of the game sometimes can expose some defensive inefficiencies, or at the plate, the approach. And I think we've seen Tommy White do a really nice job of making some adjustments at the plate. I mean, he was on fire to start, right? And then went through a stretch where you saw some swing and miss get exposed, and then you see him start to battle back and try to make some adjustments.
Battling here against Bradford. Pumps this up and foul out of play.
But I know it's just when folks who feel like, man, I expected more. I thought we could expect more. Well, I caution you to remind you, this is it's not an easy game. It's not an easy thing to do to hit in the big leagues. I mean, Shea Langoliers talked about it yesterday.
Yeah, it was great to have Shea on during the broadcast. When you think about it, Tommy hasn't even been in the big leagues for a month.
Right.
Here's a look at Shea. Shea also very familiar with the man on the mound in Bradford because they were battery mates at Baylor. So some good scouting all around today. Can you imagine that team right there? Co-winning the Big 12 Tournament Most Outstanding Player Award 2018. Bradford and Langoliers, the Baylor Bears. Tommy is hanging in there.
We're chipping away at that pitch count right now. Pitch number 11 on its way. And I mean, you see it's been a 2-pitch mix approach for Bradford here. Changeups and fastballs.
This is low with the fastball. 3-2. And the payoff. Lifted in the air, and it'll get out of play again. Tommy started the AB with a ball, and then a couple of swings at the 88-mile-an-hour fastball that he missed, and the battle here won by Tommy White. Base hit into left center.
And those right there, Jenny, are the at-bats that just give you a little bit of confidence that you feel like you end up losing if you can't win those battles. I mean, 11, 12 pitch at bat, you come out on top, able to walk away with a knock.
Fouled off 7 of 12 pitches, and on pitch 13 gets that hit. Now brings up Lawrence Butler. Takes a strike. Butler's history with Bradford favorable. 4 for 8 is Lawrence against the man on the mound. One of those hits, a big one back in 2024.
Got him. I mean, just a missile off the bat of Lawrence. Just crept out over the plate. That's a 113-mile-an-hour barrel, folks.
Lawrence puts a good swing on one out to right. Did he do it again? Stay fair. It is. Lawrence Butler with a 2-run homer, and the A's up by 1. 107 off the bat this time, Dallas.
for about 220 miles an hour worth of exit velocity combined on the two. And you know Lawrence Butler, well aware of the history, well aware of the success he's had against Cody Bradford. You know, Lawrence has been the center of the conversation surrounding guys you want to see finish strong. And I say if he keeps that up, he's on his way to doing just that.
Well, it's been quite a homestand for Lawrence Butler when it comes to the long ball. 4th homer here in game number 6.
You see where they're set up. It's a breaking ball that stays close to the body line, and the Law Dog is go for launch.
2 to Muncy outside.
I mean, that ball is just hammered. Mistake that stays up. Lawrence able to spin on it and keep it fair. That's what's impressive.
Ground ball and through on the right side. Max Muncy follows it up with a hit of his own. A's have strung together 3 consecutive hits.
Well, let's take a peek from wire cam. Ball like it was shot out of a rocket launcher.
One on and one out will bring up Alika Williams. Williams with a multi-hit game yesterday, starting at shortstop for Wilson. Down 0-2. Big hole on the right side. High in the air, out to left, and it's going to be a foul ball. There's the 1-2 from Bradford. That's me, strike 3. Four-seamer caught the bottom of the zone. Second strikeout for Cody Bradford.
You see they flash the target up. This ball stays down. But Alika locked up, just not able to pull the trigger there.
9th hitter for the A's, Daryl Hernandez, and he fouls the first pitch. Sounded like a win off of Malachi Moore.
Yep, right off the shoulder. He says, we're good to go, though. I got padding there. Malachi just ate it. Statue-esque.
Daryl recalled from AAA Las Vegas today. It's his 3rd stint with the Athletics this season. And 2.
Well, with Soderstrom nursing that hip, give him a breather. Daryl comes up, gets an opportunity.
Strike 3. Daryl Hernandez wants to check it.
Batter is challenging the call strike.
Well, I think
ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
yeah, Darryl thought this ball was probably in and up. Wasn't in, but definitely
Call's
elevated.
overturned. Athletics have 2 challenges remaining.
He's going to get his at bat back. Now after an elevated fastball up and in, see if Bradford wants to back it up with another heater, or does he try to go to the changeup here and put Darryl in a rocking chair?
Check on Muncy at first. He's going. Here's the pitch, and it will be strike 3. That'll end the second. Lawrence Butler got things going for the Athletics with a big blast to right. 2-1 after 2. A's up 2-1 after 2 innings of play. Rangers back to the top of their order. Wyatt Langford against Jacob Lopez, and a first pitch strike. Lawrence with his 11th home run of the season. 4th one here in this homestand. And both teams desperate for a series win today. We talked about the Athletics not winning at home in Sacramento since the end of April. They do have a home series win from June in Las Vegas. But the Rangers are looking for their first road series win against a division opponent this season. Skip Schumacher's squad has had some trouble inside the American League West. Just 18-24 in the division.
Well, I think that illuminates just how this division has shaped up. I mean, for a long time, Jenny, it was really 4 out of the 5 teams in the division that you felt like had a pretty good chance to walk away at the top of the mountain. As of late here, the Athletics find themselves in the basement of a division that has been less than competitive, to say the least.
Yeah, the fact that the leader of the division is just 2 games over 500 at this point in the season. Pretty remarkable. High in the air and a long foul ball from Langford. Nice, coming up with a good souvenir. Also, looks like he has the headband. Kids giveaway today.
Reversible.
You've tried it on both ways.
That's right.
Payoff pitch outside. Langford will walk. Let's get a word from your Sacramento area Chevrolet dealers.
The Chevy Silverado and the open road, and tackling whatever's on the other side. There's a lot of country out there, and the Silverado is always ready.
See your Sacramento area Chevy dealers, proud partner of the A's.
Nobody out, one on here in the top of the 3rd. Ezekiel Durana banned the pitch in for a strike. You've been talking about this string of starts that Lopez has had and wants to continue to build on. I think something to highlight in those is the walks and how he's been able to minimize those, limit them a bit more, allowing just 1 walk the last 2 outings. But today, already multiple walks, up to 2 here in the 3rd inning.
Well, you know, I went back and looked, Jenny, because it was something I had thought about, and folks asking about Jacob Lopez. You know, what do I see? What do you like? And I did. I said that this has probably been one of the best stretches that Jacob Lopez has been on in his time in the big leagues. And in fact, it is his 2nd best stretch, an opportunity to now go 5 starts in a row and post 5 or more innings, which would be the longest such stretch of that kind. But you go back to last year, he had a 4-start stretch last year of 5+ innings. Games against the Diamondbacks, the Nats, the Rays, the Twins. 25 and 2/3 innings, 16 hits over that time, 32 strikeouts to just 3 walks.
That goes all the way to the backstop, and Wyatt Langford now in scoring position.
Well, this one just misses.
That is crazy. That is his first wild pitch in quite some time. Coming into today, it had been 174 and 2/3 of an innings pitched with the A's that he had not had a wild pitch.
But those 32 strikeouts, 3 walks, just 2 homers during that stretch, 0.70 ERA. Here's the strikeout percentage this season. 26% on that slider, 4-seam fastball. See the cutter and the changeup.
He's got 2 strikeouts today with the slider, 1 with the fastball. Here's the 1-2 on the ground to third. Daryl Hernandez will check the runner and over to first. 1 out, and that'll bring up the left-handed hitter Brandon Nimmo. So that was only his 2nd career wild pitch. Fascinating. Meeting on the mound, brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. And again, Nimmo, the guy in the lineup, really be careful with in terms of facing the lefty today. Talked about his great numbers against left-handed pitching, but you go back to just the start of July, he's hitting .512 with 4 homers against left-handed pitching. Feasting, to say the least. Lopez was able to win the first battle with the strikeout and now has an 0-1 count. Those numbers that you were going through, though, about last year in the stretch for Lopez, being able to bear down, work on some of the things that had really crept up for him. Nice to see the strong finish. Looking to do the same this year. Softly hit into shallow center. It'll get down, and a stop sign at third for Langford. Base hit for Nimmo. First and third.
Well, Nimmo catches this right off the end of the bat. You can see him kind of look up, almost try to locate the baseball, not sure where it went. Ends up out in front of Bolte. Langford, I think, was wisely held up. Otherwise, could have very well ran themselves into an out.
And now back to Jake Berger with 2 on and 1 out. Berger with that big home run, this time on the ground, backhanded by Wilson to second, on to first, and an errant throw. Run scores in Langford, ties it up 2-2.
Well, ground ball, Jacob Wilson had to range for it, makes a throw across his body. You'll see Alika here on the turn. It's like Tommy White just not able to get a glove on it. If he did, just the thumb of the glove, because that throw was on line. Good throw.
Pitch misses to Justin Foscue, 1-0. Popped up. Daryl Hernandez will come jogging in and make the catch for out number 3. Runs scored, and the game is all tied at 2, middle of 3.
Saturday, August 29th, the A's take on the Orioles. Arrive early to score an exclusive Sacramento puffer vest giveaway and represent the capital city in style for the remainder of the season. Upgrade your fan fit and be there for an unforgettable night at the ballpark. Get your tickets right now at athletics.com/promotions.
First pitch strike to Henry Bolte here in the bottom of the third. Back to the top of the order. 2-2 game, and those puffer jackets will come in handy in about, what, 4 months?
Ish.
Friday night, you could have used it. It's kind of breezy.
I think it's been lovely.
It has. It's been a great weekend. I'm sure it'll be just as lovely when we get to Kansas City.
Can't wait.
1-2's the count. Kansas City, Houston. That's the road trip ahead for the Athletics.
Yeah, just zero humidity waiting.
Haven't had any humidity on the road lately. Boston, Cincinnati.
I've been drier in a swimming pool.
And the pitch through on the right side. Base hit for Bolte. And he just picked up where he left off yesterday. It's 5 hits in the last 2 games for the leadoff hitter.
A lot of hits over there. Bolte's finding them.
Here's that Geloff. Squares to bunt, gets it down. Geloff on the move, and he will bunt for a base hit.
Just textbook from Zach Geloff. He could smell it. He took a look at what the defense was giving him, said, look, if I can get this ball up past the left-hander, and remember, left-handed pitchers are going to finish more towards the third base side in terms of momentum. Now, Bradford does a nice job of not having that backside just completely carry him through, but the idea is you could see where second baseman Mr. Foscue ended up and where he was at, and there's just nobody home. Bradford couldn't get to it. Berger was not going to have a chance. Well executed by Zach Geloff. Great push bunt.
And Jacob Wilson will square. He gets the bunt down. To third goes Diaz, and they will get the lead runner.
Well, and right after a textbook effort from Geloff, this is pretty much exactly how you would not want a bunt to go, and that's just kind of dead and right out there in front of home plate. Gives Diaz, who's got a great throwing arm, more than enough time to pop up. And you see the quick reaction there by Freeman, able to get back to the bag. They get the lead runner. So instead of second and third with 1 out, you're back to first and second. Now with 1 out, a double play in order.
Here's Jonah Heim. Jonah to fly out in the second, out to left field. Got on twice yesterday, a double and a walk. Talked about Bradford's pitch count. Obviously just the 3rd start back from him after missing last year with surgery and recovering. He's been up to 75 pitches. He was very efficient his last outing against the Angels. 7 innings on those 75 pitches as he checks back on Geloff.
Well, and Bradford here, really, again, Jenny, it's heavy fastball changeup combination. Just 5 breaking balls combined between the curveball and the slider this afternoon.
Here's the 2-0. Runners taking off. The throw down to third and out.
Well, they may opt to take a look at that. You see the hand up from Mark Kotze. Want to see if somehow, some way, they were able to get a hand in.
They are going to check it. Oh, yeah, it looks like he got it in.
Very close. I mean, you see the left hand of
Athletics are challenging the out call at third base.
Geloff. And I think it may have gotten to the bag just before Freeman's able to get the tag down on the elbow. This manager's challenge brought to you by Mazda. I mean, it would be a big play, no question about it. A little tougher look from the outfield side there. You can't see the tag applied. This is the best look. And again, whether or not those fingertips get to the bag or if it's more so the knuckles on the palm that get to the bag, this is what you're looking for. Right there. And I tell you, remember, the call on the field is out. And Jenny, I'm just not quite sure if there's enough to overturn that.
After review, the call stands. The runner is out.
Yeah.
Athletics will lose their challenge.
And I think it was a matter of just not having clear and concise evidence to the contrary. Because that was about as bang as it gets. I can understand if you feel like that hand may have gotten there, but that's something that I always try to keep in mind. Is it's one thing to see the fingertips get to the bag, but you got to remember those fingertips then have to go up over the bag. And if there's no contact quite yet, and the fingers are just kind of hovering above the bag, and that tag gets applied, well, that's the difference.
2 outs and a 3-0 count. Wilson at second. Pitch for a strike.
You know, Diaz, not an easy guy to run on. He's got the 4 fastest pop times by a Rangers catcher in the StatCast era, which again, go back to 2015. So dude can sling it back there, no doubt.
2015 mark was when Diaz began his major league career. Been at it for over a decade now.
Well, he got 10 years of service last month.
Yeah, such a cool honor after time with Pittsburgh and Colorado. Kind of floated around the last couple of years. Spent time in Kansas City this year before ending up ultimately with the Rangers. Now trying to make a postseason run. Here's the payoff pitch from Bradford, and it'll be fouled. Next pitch will be number 60. Here it is, and it misses inside. A walk to Heim. First and second again with Tommy White coming up. That'll bring out pitching coach Jordan Teagues for the Rangers to have a conversation on the mound. This meeting on the mound is brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. Well, Dallas, one of those frustrating offensive innings. You get the leadoff hit from Bolte and think you have things cooking after Zach Geloff able to lay down a bunt for a base hit. Fortunately, Jacob Wilson's bunt didn't go that way. You get the caught stealing. Now you're right back to the same spot, just with 2 outs now, first and second.
Well, those are the little opportunities that I think you look back on a chance not only scratch a couple runs across, you would hope, but maybe even get rid of Bradford a little sooner. Now that pitch count for the left-hander is starting to creep up. About an inning plus behind or so in terms of average pitches per inning.
Pitch to White, swung on, lifted in the air to left. Wyatt Langford will be there for the catch. 2 left on in the third. We'll go to the fourth. All tied up. This telecast is brought to you by Jeep. There's only one. Stroll through Old Town Sacramento. 2-2 is the score here in West Sac, top of the 4th. Enjoying the berm. Great day to do it. Get some sunshine, get some shade. Now the A's, see if they can get a series win. Left a couple runners on in the bottom of the 3rd, and now Jacob Lopez back to work. Cody Freeman up for the 2nd time. And a sacrifice bunt. Freeman was just recalled from AAA Round Rock on Friday when this series started. Had a herniated disc that landed him on the IL end of June to early August. So the Rangers have also dealt with their fair share of the IL this season, mostly on the pitching side, but it has spread through their position players as well. Slowly hit. Wilson will have to try to barehand it and can't get the baseball. It's going to be a base hit. Remember, Jacob Wilson has 114 consecutive games without an error.
Well, and this ball just kind of punched. See Freeman, not a full swing. Almost kind of barred himself off. The only shot Jacob felt he was going to have was with the bare hand. I agree.
That'll bring up the catcher, Elias Diaz. Swing and a miss. So the streak continuing. Most games in MLB history by a shortstop without recording an error. Had a bit of a scare earlier this week, but a scoring change. Allowed Jacob to keep going. 1-2. Talked about the 10 years of service time for Elias Diaz. He had a pretty cool moment a couple years ago at the All-Star game, the 2023 All-Star game. Walked away with the MVP honors for the National League. Came in to pinch hit late in the game and had a 2-run homer off of Felix Bautista. Runner taken off, throw from Heim, and the tag applied, out.
Money.
God, stealing 2-4.
Jonah Heim, how you paying? Straight cash, homie. What a throw. Doesn't get much better than that. The league able to get the tag down well ahead of Freeman.
Swing and a miss. Slider strikes out Diaz. 4 for Jacob Lopez, and quickly 2 outs.
So you love to get yourself an out on the base path and then back it up with a punch out shortly thereafter. You go from a leadoff knock, base runner having to make some leverage pitches to now 2 quick outs.
Austin wins. Called strike.
2.02 pop time there from Jonah Heim. Had a baby, Rosie.
Down 0-2. Austin Wynns took a walk against Lopez in the 2nd.
Good catch and throw right on the money. Well done.
Both teams in the ball game with the home run. Both teams have been able to record a caught stealing. Back and forth AL West battle here this Sunday. 2-2. And the pitch in play. It'll be a catch for Tommy White at first. 3 came up, 3 quick outs for Jacob Lopez.
Welcome back. This powerful performance is brought to you by Xfinity. Locked off. Lift off. Lawrence Butler, 2-run homer back in the second homer of his career against Bradford. He'll lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. Knotted up, 2-2. See if the Law Dog can't get a little something going.
Butler, Muncy, and Williams. And Butler pops up the first pitch in foul territory and out of play.
Well, Law Dog's got a couple of homers this series. Take a look at StatCast. Going to give us a inside look at the homers. Friday, 103.4 off the bat, 411 feet out of here. And the one today, 107 off the bat, 394 feet to the pull side, down that right field line. Just able to keep it fair.
Now down 0-2 here in the 4th. Pitch is high. We're saying how players absolutely know their numbers against the opponent, especially when they look like this. Now 5 for 9 Lawrence is with a double and 2 homers off of Bradford. Sweet selfie.
Grammable.
Might be on TikTok with all that dancing. And well hit up the middle. Lawrence Butler with another knock against Bradford.
And for whatever reason, sometimes you just see the ball well against a guy. Left-hander, right-hander. Remember, the home run was a breaking ball that stayed in. This is a fastball that stays in.
Here's Max Muncy for the 2nd time. Butler on first, and the third baseman started to creep in. Couple of bunt attempts from the Athletics. They got some early traffic in the 3rd.
Well, again, I think what Geloff saw was kind of what's sitting in front of Max Muncy right now. You see where Foskew's playing. Heels about a foot away from the grass for the second baseman. Berger holding on Butler. I mean, there's a whole lot of space right around here.
Popped up. Berger shading with his glove, and he'll make the catch close to the Rangers dugout. 1 out. That'll bring up Alika Williams with 1 out. Williams struck out looking on a fastball in the 2nd. I know you love his walk-up song. You're a big fan. Some good Hawaiian vibes.
The soothing stylings.
Bradford into the 70s now with that pitch count. 0-2 for Alika.
When it's something that you pay attention to for a guy coming off a surgery, Jenny, and a rehab stint like Bradford's been through, you know, not all pitches are created equal.
And a swing and a miss. So Alika down again on strikes.
Changeup just starts to bottom out at the last minute. And you kind of touched on it, you know, the outing for Bradford last time around, maybe a little different than this one.
He was collecting outs quickly against the Angels.
Well, it's just it's the effort, right? I mean, pitch number 75 on its way, and he's looking to try to get through 4 innings worth of work. He completed 7 innings worth of work on 75 pitches.
Swing and a miss from Hernandez, 1-1.
So in terms of workload and taxation on the body, this outing feels significantly different than an outing in which you get through 7 innings with the same amount of pitches.
Hernandez 1-2. And you feel like this will probably be it, right?
Well, again, I think it's probably something that you have to entertain unless you feel like he's going to be extended more, you know, maybe 90 pitches. And if that's the case, then maybe he gets another crack at another inning. But, you know, I think you end up trying to strike that balance between what's more important to you, getting to a pitch count number or protecting a guy who's frankly had to work this afternoon.
Line drive into right center field. Darryl Hernandez, welcome back to the big leagues with a hit. First to third goes Lawrence Butler. And with 2 outs, the A's trying to cook something up with Henry Bolte back in the batter's box.
Fastball up, starts to leak back over, and Darryl able to punch it up into that right center gap. Gives Lawrence all the space he needs to get over to third base. Darryl going to hit the brakes, stay at first. But the Rangers, Jenny, you know, outside of pride, which is what the Athletics are playing for, they're trying to find out if they can make a push into October. So in terms of trying to win baseball games, keep guys healthy, bring guys along, I mean, they're walking a little bit of a tightrope.
Called strike against Henry Bolte. Two for 2 today, both singles. Had a 3-hit game yesterday against these Rangers.
The Rangers, remember, do have an off day tomorrow. So if they need to go to the bullpen sooner than they expected.
And the pitch, a one-hopper to shortstop. Duran will feed it off to second, and that will be the 3rd out for him. True baseball fans need Wi-Fi that's so reliable it never gets caught looking. Xfinity Internet keeps you in the game at one price for 5 years and allows you to get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity, imagine that. 2-2 is the score here in the top of the 5th. Jacob Lopez gets a called strike against Evan Carter. Left-handed hitter, and then it'll be back to the top of the order with Wyatt Langford and Ezekiel Duran due up this inning. 1-2. been a day for Cody Bradford in terms of trying to work through some traffic. He's had some lengthier innings, and he's up to 81 pitches, again, just his third start back from injury. Jacob just got to 70 pitches here. String of starts with 5 innings or more for Lopez, as Dallas was describing, trying to get his 5th consecutive start as such. And a swing and a miss, 1 out here in the 5th. Well, today some sad news in the baseball world as we learned of the passing of Tommy John, passing away at the age of 83. Of course, his name synonymous with Tommy John surgery that has been such an integral part of the game for the last couple of decades. Surgery that interrupted his career in 1975, and then the comeback began. He continued to play from 1976 to 1989. It's amazing, Dallas, when you look at his stats. 26 MLB seasons, played a year with the Oakland Athletics, 6 different teams in all, 288 wins, and I know the one you like, 162 complete games.
And when you talk about bouncing back from injury, this is, for many reasons, the poster child.
Langford with a high pop-up. Daryl Hernandez in foul territory, and let's watch it go about 10 rows out of play.
I mean, this is quite literally the face of resiliency. You're talking about a man who ventured into completely uncharted waters in terms of the physical injury and what the road back was going to look like. And I think there's a conversation to be had around Tommy John and Cooperstown. And let me just put in perspective what this man did on the field. Before the surgery, 2.97 ERA, 2,165 and 2/3 innings.
Out to left, Geloff will head towards his right, make the catch, 2 outs.
71 complete games, 1,273 strikeouts, 124 wins, good for a 31.1 WAR. After surgery, 3.66 ERA, pretty darn good. Over 2,500 innings, 91 complete games, 164 wins. Good for 31 wins above replacement, excuse me. I mean, you'll take either one of those in terms of careers. And that was before and after a procedure that revolutionized the sport. I mean, it's estimated that there's about 35% of the pitching population in the big leagues right now that has undergone Tommy John surgery. 35%. And that number ain't getting any smaller, I can tell you that.
Isn't that amazing?
I mean, you got 13-year-olds out there asking for Tommy John for Christmas preemptively. Like, it's absurd.
It's amazing to think the impact, right, that he had on the game. And you said it, not in Cooperstown. With all those wins, the statistics alone speak for themselves. But a guy who had the surgery, and it has become such a valuable piece of the game today. He's been on the veteran committee in terms of voting, and maybe one day he will eventually get in. Ezekiel Duran with a full count. I mean, he pitched till he was 46.
Yeah, he was with the Athletics his age 42 season.
And the payoff, lifted out to shallow right. In comes Butler, out goes Williams, and Williams will make the snag. 3 up, 3 down. Tommy John passing away at the age of 83. A's Baseball is brought to you by Amazon. Spend less on your kid for back to school. Two-two game, bottom of the 5th. Zach Geloff will lead it off for the Athletics. A lot of fun to be had around the ballpark today. Is that your twin? Not the guy on the shoulders, but the guy holding the kid in the shoulders. That's a big beard.
There's a lot of them running around out there.
Chase Silseth in the game now for the Rangers. So Cody Bradford indeed. Just going the 4 innings today. Bradford, one of those guys that was able to avoid the Tommy John surgery, had the internal brace surgery. The idea that the recovery is a bit quicker.
Well, again, that operation, the procedure pioneered due to the information you gather from Tommy John surgery.
And the impact will last a lifetime there. Just look at Dr. Job.
Saying, Doc, doesn't feel good. What can you do?
Ground ball to short. Ezekiel Duran picks it up backhand and the throw to first. One gone.
Well, this is a fellow we've seen a time or two. 9 times to be exact, including today. And over those first 8 games, a guy who maybe had some struggles against the Athletics. We saw him in the first game of this series. Remember, gave up the homer to Jeff McNeil. Saw him in yesterday's ball game, albeit briefly. Now back at it again.
Two and one for Jacob Wilson. 0 for 2 day for Jacob at his return to the starting lineup, set yesterday after nursing a swollen pinky that he sustained from a hit by pitch on Friday. A's did have to place Tyler Soderstrom on the IL today with a left hip impingement. So the injury bug continuing. You see Joshua Kuroda-Grauer on the right of your screen, starting to do some light activity, which is great. Nick Kurtz, of course, on the left. Unfortunately for these fellas, taking in a very different seat in their growth and development this year. Popped up on the infield, foul territory, and Elias Diaz, the catcher, make the out. 2 gone.
Well, the core of this team has been highlighted for a number of different reasons. Unfortunately, right now, a large portion of that core either done for the season or nursing some injuries right now. And, you know, earlier in the season, I talked about guys learning how to finish a season. And that's being able to pick your spots. Things aren't feeling quite right. You get the necessary treatment. And that's in an effort to figure out what you're going to need and how to tend to it to stay on the field and not have to take those extended leaves of absence.
It's one of the toughest things to learn with young players, playing 162 games. Really, you take the data, right? You go back to the off-season program, the weight room. What's it going to take in terms of the strength, the muscle you need to add? Kind of like you. You took this off season. You got stronger. You're going 162. Proud of you.
Little easier from way up here.
3-0's the count against Jonah Heim. Fly out and a walk this afternoon. And the pitch misses inside. He'll take another walk on down to first. Tommy White coming up for the third time. Some action happening now for the Rangers pen. Tyler Alexander. Continues. You think the left-hander would be for Butler?
Yeah, that could very well be the case.
Ground ball and deep in the hole. It's short, long throw. Laying out at first is Berger. Wow. An impressive play. And the A's have already lost their challenge, so they won't be able to go to New York on that one.
Well, a strong throw from deep in the hole for Duran. Berger holds the bag. Well done. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoods, we've got the rest of the season covered for you. Visit MLBshop.com/athletics, the official source for your athletics gear.
Jacob Lopez against Brandon Nimmo to start the 6th in a tied ball game here in West Sac. Nimmo 1 for 2 against the Southpaw today. So the streak continues for Jacob Lopez through 5 in 5 consecutive outings now.
It does, and that is the longest such streak of starts of that kind for Jacob Lopez, 5+ innings. Luis Medina starting to kick a little dust down there.
Lopez at the 86 pitch mark right now. He's got 97. Strike 3 against Brandon Nimmo. Starts the inning with a strikeout.
Well, this high roller is brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino. Go to work. Joshua Baez, first player in baseball history with 3 homers in their big league debut. So nice, in fact, he was treated to a standing ovation by the Wrigley faithful.
Out to right. Tough play for Butler to get there, and Berger on with his 2nd hit of the ball game.
And just put that in perspective. You're talking about a dude making his big league debut, not only against the Cubs, but as an opposing player, and even more specifically so, a player for the St. Louis Cardinals. There's some storied history between those two clubs. And for the Cubs fans to acknowledge in the moment, hey, brother, regardless of the uniform, job well done. I think that just goes to show the love you have, the appreciation you have for a performance like that.
So in foul territory, Jonah Heim back towards this screen, and it just sneaks over. Jonah thought, hey, maybe I can get my glove through the screen. Is that street legal?
I don't think so. Love the effort.
Just right there. There's a little opening. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if that ball doesn't come back and catch the net, then yes, I got to believe that that would have absolutely been an out.
No 1 count for Justin Foscue. And a liner smoked but foul. So first home run on the very first pitch he sees. Dead center.
First swing in the big league,
at
right?
Wrigley. How amazing is that? Number one, like, that's awesome. I'm not gonna lie, he admired it, maybe for 5 seconds.
Hey, enjoy it. You don't know if it's gonna happen again, but oh, well, he wasn't done.
Second homer to left. And then the trifecta goes to right. Are you kidding me? I mean, the 3 home runs, Major League history for a rookie debut, but to do it in all 3 parts of the field. Setting a pretty big bar for your Major League career. He came back today and went 0 for 4. That's baseball, right? It'll humble you to center field. Bolte moving to his right, back towards the track. Bolte on the run will make the catch. Bosque makes the second out.
Bolte doing a nice job. You see where he's, I mean, just a step or 2 shaded into that left center gap, but able to track this down. Ball well struck from Fescue.
Lopez.
You can see the relief.
Relieved, to say the least. Looking for the 3rd out here in the 6th. Cody Freeman, the batter with 1 on. Swing the first pitch, popped up, foul territory, and Tommy White with the grab. 1 left on, and Jacob Lopez gets through 6 this afternoon. Chevrolet of Northern California has been out at Sutter Health Park all season long on select days. Stop by the Chevy tent for more information about their line of cars, and you can also pick up some free goodies as well. Look for the Chevy tent on September 26th and 27th. Great day to be at the ballpark here this afternoon. A 2-2 game, bottom of the 6th. Lawrence Butler to center field. Coming in is Evan Carter. Pitch, 1 out. Alexander, the left-handed pitcher, in relief for the Rangers now. Making his 56th appearance. We saw him on Friday night. No for Max Muncy. We were just showing you Joshua Baez's 3-homer day in his Major League debut yesterday. I was reading the Hall of Fame called. You know, they wanted an artifact to go into Cooperstown. Asked for his cleats. He said, there's a slight problem there. They're not actually my cleats.
Not my cleats, not my batting gloves.
He had to borrow a lot of gear as he came up. Felt like he didn't look right, so they wanted to get him, you know, big league stuff to wear.
Sure.
Shoe size only matched 1 guy, so Blaze Jordan, whether he knew it or not, was lending his cleats for the day. Muncy working the walk. It's a great part of that story, right? If you're Blaze Jordan, you're going around saying, I made Major League history. I'm not sure if you guys heard about it. My cleats hit 3 home runs in a Major League debut. You take the credit?
Ain't getting them back, I can tell you that. That's where you say it's got to be the shoes.
Jose Fermin had to deliver his batting gloves for Baez to use. Full team effort. Alika Williams 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. Looking to move Max Muncy here with 1 out. the ground ball to third. Double play opportunity for the Rangers, and they complete it. That'll take us to the 7th.
Welcome back. Time now for your play of the day, presented by your California Ford dealers. Jacob Lopez. 6 innings, a 5-hit, 2-run ball for the southpaw, 6 strikeouts, 93 pitches under the belt of the lefty. Right now, just hoping his team can scratch out a few more runs. He's done his part, gave him a chance to win a ball game, win a series. Told you it'd been a while since you've done that here at home as a club, meaning here in Sutter Health Park, since April.
It was against the Kansas City Royals, and that's who the Athletics will face for 4 games on the road starting tomorrow. Luis Medina, first one out of the pen for the Athletics. Called strike against Diaz, 1-1. Big opportunity for this A's bullpen today to support their starter and help in that attempt at a series win this rubber match. Numbers well documented. It's been tough for the relievers. Highest ERA collectively in Major League Baseball. Diaz, win around. Good start for Medina, gets the strikeout. We're going to see a pinch hitter for the Rangers as Jock Peterson will replace Austin Wins.
Well, Peterson's still very much a power threat. 22 homers on the season.
Just 3 for 19 as a pinch hitter this year. Might have borrowed part of Lawrence Butler's collection as well for the accessories today.
Jock's hot on the block.
One and one. Peterson led the game off yesterday. 0 for 5 affair. Came off the bench, got a couple plate appearances Friday night, a strikeout and a walk. Jonah's gonna take a second here.
I mean, that is squared up. Send a little bolt through you. Malachi going to give Jonah some time.
Even at 2. And a swing and a miss. It's Peterson on 99.
Well, this is why Medina can be such a tough customer when things are going right, when he's over the plate in the zone. I mean, it's electric stuff. Peterson, no shot at getting on plane with that fastball well by him.
2 outs, Evan Carter up. 2 strikeouts for him today. Medina was the winning pitcher of record on Friday night in an inning and a third out of the pen. A walk and 2 strikeouts in his appearance against the Rangers. Here's the 2-1.
We'll see if Medina can cap off a 7th inning in style here.
Carter battling to stay alive. Rangers have struck out 8 times today against A's pitching, 5 of them coming from the bottom of the order. Five hits for the Rangers for their 2 runs, 8 hits for the A's for their 2. Both came off a Lawrence Butler 2-run homer in the second. Lifted in the air to center field, the range of Bolte, and he dropped it. Evan Carter with a 2-out double.
It looked like for a second that ball was going to hold up just long enough for Bolte to get to it. See it start to slice and sink. Bolte, as he's going into the dive, catches it right off. Looks like the tip of the webbing there for the center fielder. Tough play to make.
That'll bring out Dan Hubbs, and this meeting on the mound is brought to you by the injury attorneys of Ashton and Price. Back to the top of the order, Wyatt Langford. With that hit for Carter, he's now hit in 5 straight games after having a very tough week of an 0 for 24 spell. Signs of life in his bat, now in scoring position for Wyatt Langford, who hits 320 with runners in scoring position. 1 for 5 today is what the Rangers are. Looking back on Carter, and here's the pitch. Chopped to second. And the Athletics able to get out of it after the 2-out double from Carter, left on second. A's Baseball is brought to you by Roaring Camp Railroads. There's a secret adventure in the trees. Join Roaring Camp's Kids Club for free. Bottom of the 7th, the 2-2 game, been knotted up since the 3rd. Hop on the win train. That's what you got to do today.
I'm with it.
He's looking for any way to get going. They'll have to do it against Jacob Junis, who just came back with the team, appeared yesterday in the ball game and got a hold. We'll be facing the pinch hitter in Jeff McNeil.
McNeil swinging a hot bat. See if you can't stoke a little fire here. Be nice to get him on. You turn it over. Bolte, who's swung the bat well.
Back up the middle, and Duran over to the right side. One gone. Here's Henry Bolte. See Elvis Alvarado starting to warm for the Athletics. Called strike, going one. You have to go back to Daryl Hernandez's single in the fourth. That's the last hit the A's have. Had a couple of base runners on via a walk. Bolte started the game off with a hit in that first inning. Added one in the third, 2 for 3 this afternoon.
Well, it's something we've seen, I think, at times, and maybe more than you'd like, but an offense going dormant. You figure out a way to put a couple innings together, and then after that, it just kind of feels like you hit a stalemate.
And through on the left side, Bolte with another knock. Back-to-back 3-hit games for Henry.
It's a breaking ball that stays up, stays middle. Bolte barrels it. Now let's see if, with one out, Bolte's going to try to find a way into scoring position. Geloff, more than enough power to change the game.
First pitch in for a strike. That was the 9th hit of the homestand for Bolte. 6 for 13 here in this series alone against the Rangers. Geloff bunted for an infield single. Back in the third inning. Thought the A's were going to build something that inning. Dallas got some traffic on. Unfortunately left 2 on. Same thing in the fourth. The 2-1, a swing and a miss from Geloff. In the air, out towards right field, going back.
Well, as I mentioned, Zach Geloff, more than enough power to change the score with one swing. You wondered if Bolte was going to try to get up to second base in scoring position. But with Zach Geloff at the plate, you are already in scoring position. That's a big swing from Zach Geloff, a much needed swing for the Athletics.
14th home run this season for Zach. All 4 runs have come off of 2 home runs today. Jacob Wilson in the air, right center field. Evan Carter on the run, and he'll make the catch for out number 2.
Fastball up out over the plate. And Zach Geloff just hammers this the other way. Nothing like a little backside tiebreaker. Geloff me ball.
403 feet for Zach. A 0-1 count for Jonah Heim. Think about Lawrence Butler and his bat that's gotten going during this homestand. You add in Zach Geloff, that was his 3rd home run of the homestand. Just recalled on Monday. Now you gotta get the win and then pack the power for the road trip. That's going to be strike 3 on Jonah Heim. After 7, the Athletics with the lead, 4-2.
A's Baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Class-leading MPG and more hybrid models than any other brand. Toyota, let's go places.
4-2, thanks to Zach Geloff, a 2-run shot in the 7th inning. His homer has the Athletics in the lead. Elvis Alvarado on down.
Well, Elvis looking to pick up right where Medina left off. If you can do that, you start to put some bullpen outings together. Start to get a good feeling about how this ball game could come to a close.
Jeff McNeil staying in the game at first base, and that slides Tommy White over to 3rd. 1-1 count for Ezekiel Duran. Big swing and a miss.
Big swing.
This goes right back to that heater, touches 99. Duran today 0 for 3 at a strikeout in that first inning. He's also made an out on the ground and in the air. Elvis pitched 2/3 of an inning on Friday night. And there's a timeout called late, so no pitch as it was granted to Duran. I mean, credit Malachi Moore. He got as loud as he could. Elvis was already set to deliver. It in, 3-2. See Brandon Nimmo waiting on deck. Dom beginning to warm, the left-hander for the Athletics. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. 99 again, and Duran goes down.
Straight thunder. 99 painted away. Ding, ding, that's the tardy bell. Gonna need to see a hall pass, Mr. Duran. You're late.
I'll bring up Brandon Nimmo for the 4th time. He's 1 for 3 today. Late swing from him. The 0-1. Fouled. Jonah's got a couple pieces today. Took a timeout and now awaits the pitch. Here's the 0-2.
Keep coming at him with that fastball. You can move it around, you can elevate, you give these guys just a different look in terms of location. With that kind of velocity, if you can put it where you want and move it around, very tough to get to.
Here's the 1-2. In the air, center field. Bolte will go to his right and will make the catch. 2 gone. Now Alvarado will face Jake Berger. Berger's driven in both of the runs for Texas. It was a solo home run in the 2nd. And a ground ball out that produced the 2nd run in the 3rd. Liner into center, it'll get down for a base hit. So Berger coming up with 3 hits this afternoon.
Well, how about this? Runs driven in at the A's. Again, that's in their home ballpark. Jake Berger with 14 runs driven in against the Athletics right here in this ballpark. You go back, I mean, 1972, they started tracking him.
Marcotte out, he's gonna make a pitching change. 1 on and 2 outs here in the 8th. Schedule brought to you by Service Champions. The Athletics looking for a happy flight to Kansas City. They need to win here today to do that. It'll be 4 against the Royals. And then they'll see the Astros for 3 over the weekend. The next homestand will have the Minnesota Twins and the Baltimore Orioles coming here to West Sac.
Well, folks, you can relive one of the most electric plays in franchise history. That's Friday, August 28th. A's are going to host the Orioles right here at Sutter Health. You can be here early to honor the skipper. That's Mark Kotze's Inside the Park home run bobblehead, commemorating his legendary high-speed postseason moment. You can kick off your weekend with an instant classic collectible. So get your tickets right now. Head on over to athletics.com/promotions. And we'll see you with a bobblehead in your hand here at the ballpark.
Big spot for the Athletics is Drew Rahm comes in relief.
Well, he'll get the left-hander, Jared Kelenic.
Kelenic pinch hitting for Foscue, and he's had good numbers against left-handers this season. 429 against left-handed pitching between the two teams he's been on. Just total numbers, just 30 games played. To Kelenic, and a called strike.
Don't know that Kelenic was terribly excited about the call.
Both teams still have both their ABS challenges. That's strike 3. Off the bench, striking out, stranding 1. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th as the A's hold on to their 2-run lead. This game summary is brought to you by Toyota. Well, it was a great outing from Jacob Lopez. 6 innings for him, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and that quality start was backed up by the offense. 2 home runs today, including 1 from Zach Geloff, the go-ahead homer in the 7th. 2-for-4 performance for Geloff. Now we sit at 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. A's looking for some insurance. Tommy White. The 2-0 count against Peyton Gray.
Peyton Gray, it's another workhorse out of this bullpen for Skip Schumacher.
Tommy to center field. This ball's well struck, going back into the berm. Home run for Tommy White, number 1 in the books.
Tommy Tanks has arrived.
Yeah, baby.
Gotta love the silent treatment.
Tommy very excited about it.
There it is.
And so are they.
Oh, love it. Lawrence Butler did not love that call. So an ABS challenge.
Challenge and call strike.
Powered by T-Mobile.
Calls overturned. Athletics have 2 challenges remaining.
Lawrence pretty excited about it.
Lawrence a 2-hit afternoon, including a 2-run homer. All 5 runs for the A's, scored off the long ball. Pops this up. Pitcher Gray is going to give way to the third baseman. And Freeman will make the catch. 1 gone.
Tommy was going to feel it himself, didn't matter. You guys can get on board or not, but I'm pumped.
Just a day shy of his month anniversary of being in the big leagues, he finally gets number 1. 100 plate appearances without a homer. And now the negotiations begin. What's he asking for, Dallas?
Oh, well, Jenny, I mean, you know, I think you got to remember it's not fair to ask for anything. You just want to see this fan appreciate the fact that he was at the ball game and just had a great time at the game. And please, Tommy White, have this baseball. Let me not use my leverage for anything here. Yeah, could you spare a ice water? I'd take an ice water in exchange for that.
He's going to get a bat. sign bad. That's what I think. A little more optimistic than you are. 1-2 foul back.
Yeah, we broached the subject the other day, and there were some folks in regard to the first home run. And I said, look, you've got some absolute studs in the dugout. Think about a Verlander jersey. Think about a Tarek Skubal jersey. I was just running down the list of things that you could have asked for, right, to get the first home run ball in negotiations. Max Clark.
Muncy puts a good swing on one, out to left, and it's going to bounce off the base of the wall. Muncy heading for second as the throw comes in. A double for Max.
Well, good double by Max. This one went a little further. Tommy White with an oppo shot for big league homer number 1. Just a one-man party for the time being.
One of many to come for Tommy Tanks. Hit 75 home runs in college. Pitch to Alika Williams, out to center field and down for a base hit. Max held up to see if the ball was going to land, so he stops at third.
Well, Alika just takes a slider the other way here. Settles up in front of Evan Carter, and because Muncy did have to make sure that ball was going to get down, he's held at third.
Jeff McNeil up for the second time, first and third. Another chance with runners in scoring position. A's are 1 for 4 today.
Yeah, looks like Jeff McNeil said, hey, did you hear that? Because I felt it.
Catcher's interference will put McNeil on first, loading up the bases as Bolte's coming up.
Yep, you can see it right on the backside of the glove.
The Rangers want to challenge it.
Texas challenging the call of batter's interference. Correction, catcher's interference.
We knew what you meant.
This manager's challenge is brought to you by Mazda.
So watch the backside, basically the finger section of the glove of Diaz. And you see the dust fly off the glove. That's a great shot right there. And I mean, you can just see the reaction from Diaz as he pulls the glove back. You see the reaction from McNeil. I mean, a lot of times you'll just be able to tell, not only from the hitter's natural reaction, the catcher. I mean, you can even hear it.
After review, the call is confirmed. It was catcher's interference. Texas will lose a count.
So no more challenges in the ball game in terms of manager's challenge for each team. Gray in a big pickle, bases loaded, Bolte up. Has his 7th 3-hit game of his career. Can he make it his first 4-hit game? We'll have to wait and see as Skip Schumacher on his way out with the point to the pen. They're going to make a pitching change here. Bases loaded and 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. We'll be right back.
Celebrate the vibrant culture, music, and food of Taiwan. That's Tuesday, August 25th. He's going to take on the Twins. You can bring your family and friends for a special pregame performance, unique cultural celebrations, and an exclusive co-branded t-shirt with your theme ticket package. Secure your tickets right now at athletics.com/themegames.
Athletics looking to secure a little more insurance. Got their 5th run across on a Tommy White home run this inning, and now have bases loaded with just 1 out. Cole Winn has entered the game to face Henry Bolte.
Well, Bolte, who has swung the bat well today, I think, frankly, swung the bat well this series. Back-to-back 3-hit ball games. You just mentioned it, Jenny. Could he be looking for his first 4-hit ball game?
Swings at the first pitch. A dribbler to third. They'll come home, and they will get the out. Muncie out. Bases remain loaded as Henry Bolte takes over at first. 2 gone.
Well, and a pretty nice play there by Freeman. You're going to watch him sort of create an angle with his body here. You see how he gets around the ball and then starts to sidestep a bit, almost like a little shuffle, and that's so that he can field the ball kind of off to his side, but make a quick exchange and get the ball home in time to beat the runner. Pretty well done there by the third baseman.
1-0 for Zach Geloff.
Watch here, you see him. Now he's getting around it and see him start to turn his body. All about angles.
Geloff lifts this in the air. Jake Berger on it as his feet approach the grass, and he will make the catch. Bases left loaded, but how about number 1? Tommy Tanks getting it done for his very first Major League homer.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics.
Back in 2006, Dan Herron had 12 strikeouts against Texas, and this would be his high as an Athletic. It would also be the most by an A's pitcher against the Rangers. In Herron's 3 seasons with the A's, he recorded 43 wins. That's the 7th most in the American League. 5-2 is the score here. Top of the 9th. Athletics looking to close it out. Shake hands. Tommy White had the big insurance run, and it came as his first Major League homer. Special moment for Tommy. Now Hogan Harris in his big moment.
Looking to lock it down. It'd be a great way to put an exclamation point on this series. Save opportunity. You able to complete that. You complete the first Sutter Health Park series win since April.
Hard to believe, April to August. Series between these 2 teams. The Athletics have 5 wins and 4 losses against the Rangers. Bump up another game, and then 2 teams will square off in Arlington in early September. It's going to be very interesting to see where the playoff race is once we get there. Rangers came into today holding that 3rd wild card spot. They'll check him, and he did not go, according to first base umpire Alfonso Marquez. You have a different take?
Ooh, pretty close. I'm probably the wrong guy to ask in this situation.
2-2 to Freeman, fouls it. Here's that wild card standing. Yankees-Boston in Baltimore has tied things up with the Rangers today with their win. Toronto and Cleveland a game back. Wild, to say the least. Swing and a miss. Hogan Harris gets the strikeout for out number 1.
Go get him, lefty. 97 boring in on the hands. Even choked up. Freeman just trying to put the ball in play somewhere, not able to catch up to the gas.
That'll bring up catcher Elias Diaz. Swings at the first pitch, foul. Ground ball chopped. Jacob Wilson will handle the high hop. 2 gone. Rangers down to their final out with Jock Peterson at the plate. Take the strike. Last weekend, Athletics beat Boston for their first series win since the month of June. And today looking to make it 2 series victories out of their last 3. Fans on their feet here in West Sac. A 2-2 count for Hogan Harris against Jock Peterson. Here's the pitch. Peterson will take it and he'll make it full. And the payoff. Jock Peterson, a swing and a miss. Hogan Harris delivers. Save number 12 on the season, and the A's with a much-needed series win over the Texas Rangers. First time feeling that here in West Sac since the end of April. Man, oh man, that feels good.
Well, it sure does. And it starts with a great outing from Jacob Lopez, who, as I said, Jenny, now 5 straight ball games, 5 innings or more. He posted 6 innings of 2-run baseball this afternoon. The bullpen did a fantastic job in tow. Medina, Alvarado, Rahman, Harris, all scoreless performances for the Athletics arm barn. And the offense with a late surge. Zach Geloff and then Tommy White. Old Tommy Tanks with big league home run number 1. You love to see that. Got a little bit of the silent treatment and then a whole lot of love after. I think we may just be catching up with Tommy Tanks here in a minute.
Sounds like a good plan. Back to 2, the final score here this afternoon. Happy flight off to Kansas City. That's where the Athletics will find Michael Wacha to open up a 4-game set tomorrow. Mason Barnett will take the baseball for the green and gold on Monday night. Athletics take the series over the Rangers. Plenty to wrap up. Stay tuned. A's Cast on NBC Sports, presented by Toyota, starts right now.